Some of the folks who are killing it in comics right now, definitely first and foremost the White Noise crew. All of those folks and the artists, colorists, and letterers that they work with are producing real quality content. It's unique, it's sophisticated, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. Jason Aaron, Donnie Cates, John Allison, Matt Kint, the creative teams behind Little Bird and Wasted Space, some of my favorite stuff that's going on right now. Definitely Christopher Sabella, Ted Brandt, and Rose Stein. Ryan Ferrier, Chris O'Halloran, and Alejandro Aragon. And then I would like to give a shout out to some of the letterers in the industry. Lettering is something that I find really fascinating. It's a total art form, and we generally only notice it when it's bad, but we should absolutely celebrate it when it's just pristine. And I think Taylor Esposito and Aditya Bidikar are two of the best letterers working right now. It's gotten to the point where I will pick up a book if they're on it, because they do so many cool, small, subtle things to really make their lettering pop that it's more than a value add on the page. It really makes the books that they work on something special. So definitely check those folks out if you haven't.
I am admittedly biased towards manga, but I think two of the best creators working in comics right now are Yusuke Murata, who is currently drawing One Punch Man, and Ichiro Oda of One Piece fame. I've loved Oda's works for years now, and I think he continues to deliver this really fun, zany story with this awesome cartoony art style that I think even people that aren't huge fans of manga can appreciate. And Yusuke Murata just delivers this beautiful, detailed artwork, and is, illustrating one of the best, funniest superhero stories out there right now. And yeah, I just think these two kind of can't be beat.
There are so many talented creators working in comic books right now that I know I'm going to forget a load of people and then hate myself for it afterwards, but nevertheless, here we go. I would say that recently I've been really enjoying the writing of Donnie Cates. From Cosmic Ghost Rider to Guardians of the Galaxy and the Marvel Knights 20th miniseries, he's been doing some really interesting work. Over the last 10 years or so, I've been reading a lot from Greg Rucka and Jeff Lemire. I think they're both really reliable for compelling stories. In terms of artists, I think James Stokoe's style really just blows my mind. It's so crazy detailed, and you can just tell there's a lot of love that goes into it. Everything that J.H. Williams III does should be blown up to canvas size. It's all just so beautiful. And I also think that Clayton Crane has a really interesting and distinctive style that I enjoy a lot. So those are some of the names that come to mind off the top of my head.
I love creators that can tell character-driven stories, and the two that I think are really superstars in comics are Max Visaggio, who does Kim and Kim and Eternity Girl, and G. Willow Wilson, who's done Ms. Marvel and Wonder Woman and Invisible Kingdom. They know how to hook you in with a character that is well developed from the first panel on the first page.
There's a bunch of good superhero work out there. Liam Sharp and Grant Morrison on Green Lantern is fantastic. Al Ewing and Joe Bennett on Immortal Hulk is really, really, really good. Pretty much anything by Jeff Lemire is worth reading. And the whole team at Ahoy Comics, everything they put out, I've deeply, deeply enjoyed. And then, Mark Russell, anything that he writes too is really, really good.
So there are a lot of great creators out there these days, but I'd have to say the person I think that we need to keep an eye out for, who's already been doing mind-blowing things at this point in her career, is Tilly Walden. She's telling stories that no one's thought to tell before. Her art style is just so evocative and just so interesting. She is, I think, redefining the industry for the better.
Every month, if not every week, I see something new that just blows me away. Something I've never seen before and probably not even imagined. That said, a few names that come to mind, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing any of these wrong, because almost all of the names I've read but not heard pronounced. Of course, writers G. Willow Wilson, Saladin Ahmed, Brian Hill, I think, does outstanding work, and I'm usually totally down with anything that Mags Visaggio writes. It's not like I like every word of every panel and every book that she writes, but I think that she really represents a lot of what the comics medium does best, which is to make you think, hopefully get you a little bit out of your comfort zone, and expand your horizons and make you look at the world in a little different way. I love the work of Tamra Bonvillain, if we're going to go with the French pronunciation. Jen Bartel does amazing work. And I want to give a special shout out to letterer Aditya Bidikar. I don't know what the deal is, but pretty much every book that I see the name Aditya Bidikar on is amazing. Either there's some sort of completely incredible uncanny taste going on, or he just raises the books to a different level. And I'm sure it's probably a combination of both.
Mark Russell, Al Scott, and Trotmore. Every time they publish something, it's mind-blowing. The New World was really excellent. I really love The Lone Ranger. They are doing awesome work.
Best work in comics. Well, there's my favorite, Joel Jones, Ramon Villalobos, Nick Darrington, Nick Dragata, Jorge Jimenez, and that's just the artists. The writers, I would say Jonathan Hickman, Grant Morrison. Those two will probably always be my favorite. G. Willow Wilson, Steve Orlando, Teenie Howard, and definitely Magdalene Visaggio.